um, kind of why we set this up, but I don't think anybody is a stranger to the fact that AI is going to be a huge offer, not only with chatbots and webinars. Now you've got operators coming out, you've got the AI agents coming out. So I've had a lot of people reach out to me about the AI offer side of things, and I figured, why not have somebody who actually knows what they're talking about and actually does this extremely well, do that. So that's where Amanda was very graceful and generous with her time to come and do this for us. So definitely appreciate it. And I'm gonna make Amanda brag about herself because I think she's a very humble person, but I want her to brag about herself so that way you guys understand like why Amanda is actually suited to speak on this topic. This is not just me saying, "Hey, come on stage and talk about it." No, this is somebody that actually knows what they're talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking. Amanda, if you need me, I'm here, but I'm gonna pass it over to Amanda and let her do her thing.
Okay, so before I jump in, let me share my screen and then let me just make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. And as I change slides, it actually changes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, great, 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 great. Okay, so let me come back there and move this a little bit. Okay. Okay, so yes, I will brag at some point. I'm not going to start by bragging, but I just want to talk about AI. I want to start bringing this discussion into this room and just in front of all of us because you guys are hearing it everywhere, right? Everyone is talking about AI, but very few people actually know how to make money with it. My phone is ringing. Very few people know how to actually make money with it. And so that's exactly what we are doing here today. I'm going to show you how that you can position, package, and price AI for high ticket deals and clients without wasting weeks trying to learn all of this tech stuff and build a bunch of bots, right? Because before we get started, I want to hang on, my slides are not going here. I want to ask you two simple questions. And I want you guys just to take a wild guess, okay? And I want you to put your answer in the chat. Take a guess. First, what percentage of businesses do you think plan on implementing AI this year? Just throw a number out in the chat. I'm curious to see what you guys say. And just let me know what your thoughts. Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 80? Is it 100? The answer is actually 80. Okay, you guys, the secret is out and businesses are really starting to understand that they need AI. And now here's the second super easy question. Last one. What percentage of businesses do you think have actually implemented AI so far? So how many of them have actually done something with AI? And again, put your answer in the chat. I'm really curious to think what you or find out what you guys think about this. Is it 100? Is it 80? Is it 50? Okay, you guys, it's 10%. It's 10%. And honestly, I think it's probably less than this. So, while most businesses know that they need AI, very few have actually figured out how to get it working in their businesses. And so, right now, maybe you guys feel like this. Does it seem like AI is everywhere and it's oversaturated? It is not. Okay, it is actually under implemented. That is actually what's going on. And so, if you had asked me 2 years ago, is AI going to be big? I would have said it's coming. It's coming soon, but businesses just aren't quite ready yet. They're not there yet. And shout out to any of y'all, if you remember this cartoon, you guys might be too young, but Masters of the Universe, that was like my favorite boy cartoon. I could tolerate that when it was super cool. But 2 years ago, AI was definitely just the future. But now AI is officially on the scene. It is right now, and businesses are actively looking for ways to make it work. But it feels like everyone and their mother is selling AI right now, right? I get that. Marketers are diving in head first. They're slapping an AI label on anything and everything, hoping to cash in. But I'm telling you, most of them have no clue what they're actually doing. They are selling hype instead of real solutions. And that's why it feels like AI is this trend instead of what it actually is, which is a giant shift in our culture. It's a shift in the way that we are living our lives. It's a shift in the way we are running our businesses. So it's actually a good thing that so many marketers are doing everything the wrong way because that's where you have the advantage. My goal here today is to show you how to position, package, and price AI the right way so that businesses don't just listen, they actually buy. Okay, so very quickly, why should you care about what I have to say? And this is not the wrong slide. That is not the right side. All right, well, I'm just going to go with that. Why should you care about what I have to say? Before shifting my focus to AI, I sold millions of dollars in SaaS to real estate agents, and now I am part of the Bot Launch team, working with Jeff Lopez and Charles Guerra. They're on the call tonight. If you guys have maybe seen them in the high level community, all of us have spent years chasing shiny objects. We've spent years grinding, building big agencies, and it worked. But it came with a huge sacrifice of spending way too much time and money. And I don't know about you, but that's not why we do this, right? Like, I know you guys probably feel the same way. This is not why we chose this path. And then AI came along and it changed everything for the better. Now, I am definitely more focused on helping marketers use AI, but I kept my biggest AI client and you can see her right here, their results have been business changing. And I'm going to break down this whole client process later with you for you guys, but just so you understand what's possible, they were able to replace an entire call center and get better results with the AI that I put into place than what they were using before. Okay, so let's get the weird formalities out of the way so that we can dive in and have some fun. I'm not going to read all of this, you guys, but obviously we don't make any guarantees of success or income claims. You guys know business is risky and we're not responsible for any success or failure that you may have. Fair enough, right? Okay, so now I'm going to say something that may seem a little controversial. There is a very important reason why the title of this training is not how to build AI and bots with workflows. Okay, you guys know Alec tells you the very first thing that you should do is get out in the world, talk to potential clients. Isn't that right, Alec? That's right. Yeah. Okay, well, we're not going to get lost in the tech today. We believe in a sell first, build later motto. And so this is going to be all about getting clients because you can figure out the tech side as you go. I promise you. By the time we are done, you are going to learn how you can position AI, learn how to talk about it in a way where you will know exactly how to sell it and understand, and your clients will understand its value instantly. You will learn how to structure your AI offer so that it's irresistible. Okay, we've got a couple different options for you. You don't have to just sell it one way, and you can sell it as a standalone option or something that's already integrated into what you sell. And we're going to talk about setting up your pricing the right way with the absolute 3 best AI pricing models. Get that going. Okay. And if you stay until the end, and you're present here today, you guys, the more you engage in this, the more you're going to get out of it. So if you answer questions when I ask them, I'm going to hook you up with something very cool. It is our client conversion scripts. This is something that our team created after literally hundreds of sales calls. And this script is going to tell you exactly what you need to say to businesses when you get on a call with them. And it's going to help business owners immediately see the value of what I am about to show you. So if that sounds like a deal, will you drop a 1 in the chat for me, please? Just let me know that that sounds fair, and I will respect your time. And I will hook you up with that client conversion script when we're done. Thank you, guys. Let me check the chat. It's hard to manage all of these screens. Got a million things going on here. We got some ones coming into the chat. Okay, we're looking good here. Okay, we'll keep going. Let me find my thing here. Okay, let's make this interactive because again, the more you engage, the more you're going to get out of this. So let's go ahead and start diving in. Okay, so secret number 1, this is how to position AI the right way, because here's the mistake that most marketers make. They think that selling AI means selling the tech, listing off features, talking about workflows, using buzzwords like OpenAI and automation and machine learning. And then they wonder why business owners don't buy. And like, I get it. AI is exciting. It's new. It's powerful. And honestly, you guys, we are complete nerds when it comes to this stuff. If y'all talk to Charles in the chat, he will nerd out with you on AI and workflows all day long. Okay, but if you go to a business owner and you say, we use AI-powered conversational chatbots to streamline lead conversion and enhance customer interactions, their eyes are going to glaze over. They are going to smile and nod politely, and then you are never going to see them again because they don't care. They don't care. Business owners don't wake up thinking, man, I really wish I had more AI-powered automation in my life, right? And of course, this is, of course, the time when all of my teenagers are calling me. They wake up thinking, I would like I need more customers. I need more sales, and I need to stop wasting time on things that don't make money. And so this is why you don't sell AI as a feature, you sell actual futures. Okay, let's make this real. I want you to think about one of your clients right now, all of you, or maybe this is a lead that you've talked to in the past, right? And maybe it didn't work out. I want you to picture them in your mind and imagine what their business looks like. And then now let me ask you, sorry, I've got too many things going on here. Let me ask you this. What do they actually want? What's the one thing or two things that they would pull out their credit card for without hesitation? Okay, it's probably right here on this slide. So you guys look at this. More leads, higher paying clients, more sales, better ROI, more time in their day. Those are the things that they care about because here's the thing, they're already spending money trying to get these results. They're trying to solve these exact problems and they haven't been able to do it yet. And that's why they are on a call with you. And AI is just the tool that gets them there faster and cheaper. So we're not going to stop there because now I want you to make the actual connection. You can't just let them sit there thinking about what they want. You need to actually bridge the gap and show them that you have the solution to every single one of their wants, their needs, their hopes and dreams. I'm probably being a little bit dramatic there, but that is the energy that we need to bring to these calls when we talk to people about AI, because this is where the light bulb goes off for them. This is where you introduce AI as the missing piece, the thing that takes them from where they are now to where they actually want to be. You want them to start imagining what life is going to be like after you come in and save the day with your AI system. They're going to get more leads, better clients, higher conversions, all happening automatically without extra effort. And I really want you to get in your reps here. I want you to think about saying things like imagine satisfied customers 24/7. I want you to think about saying things like clone yourself or your best salesperson. Practice saying some of these phrases over and over until it becomes natural. And I put together, or we put together this worksheet that will help you structure these bridges and these futures for our own clients. And if this is something that would be helpful to you guys, if so, let me know in the chat. Just put a yes in the chat. You know, sometimes it's helpful for me, and maybe this is true for you too. It's helpful to map things out. It's helpful to actually get it down on paper or into a Google Doc like this so that you can see the connections visually. And if enough of you want this, I will send it to everyone who stays until the end, along with that client conversion script. Okay, so now you know how to position the AI the right way. You know how to talk about it. The next step is about making sure that we package it in a way that makes it an easy yes, because none of this matters if the offer itself feels confusing or overwhelming or they have too many choices. One of the biggest challenges that we have when we're selling AI, and honestly, this is true for everything that we're selling and doing, right? AI is invisible. It's not a physical product. Your lead can't hold it, taste it, or smell it. You can't put it in someone's hand and say, here, try it out. But when you do a demo with AI, and we're going to talk more about that here in a bit, that definitely helps. We still have to work harder to get our leads to understand. So how you explain it and you package it matters a lot. And if they don't get it quickly, they're not going to buy. And so I don't know if they do this anymore. I'm not even sure. I feel like if stores actually did this, they would probably, someone would get sued, right? But do you remember the days, or if this ever happened to you, where you walked through the mall and you had someone spray you with perfume? Do you guys remember this? You're just like sitting there minding your business. You're trying to get like to the food court and suddenly, bam, would you like to try our new scent? And before you even know what's happening, right? You've got this perfume all over you. Now, whether you loved the perfume or you hated it, you can't deny one thing. This works. Why? Because smell is invisible, just like AI, just like automation, just like reviews. They can't just hold up a bottle and say, trust me, it smells amazing, because you would walk right past them. But the moment that they spray that perfume in the air and you actually experience it, you are now engaged. And selling AI works the same way. So we need to package it the right way. We need to wrap it up in what feels like this exciting, and this slide was up here somewhere. Let me go find it. There it is. We need to wrap it up in a way that feels exciting, put a big, pretty ribbon on it, and add a name tag with fancy writing so that it feels really special and really valuable. So how do we do that? We talk about it in a way that makes sense. We use names. We use names to create curiosity, but you connect it to a future, just like we were talking about earlier. So I'm going to create a done for you roofers AI assistant. So you would plug in your industry, right? And here's a pro tip for you. If you get the feeling that your lead isn't so gung ho on the AI part, I want you to then drop the AI in the name and it just becomes the roofer's assistant. Okay. Make sure that you follow their lead when it comes to how much you are leaning into the AI. If they love it, you love it. If they're a little hesitant about it, you're going to back off on it a little bit. So let's see how we can make it even more exciting in addition to the names, but also keep it really easy for us. So how about voice match process AI? That's indistinguishable from a human. You guys, this isn't some crazy AI engineering I'm talking about. It's just choosing a tone of voice and using some of the business's FAQs responses that we give to the AI. That's it. But when you call it a voice match process, it sounds like a premium service. It sounds really fancy. Or how about this one? AI lead report. Lead info delivered straight to your inbox. You guys, this isn't complicated either. It's literally just sending them the summary of the conversations that the AI is already having, but calling it an AI lead report makes it feel like something really valuable that they can review and actually track. Social Sync AI. What about this one? It's connecting the bot to their Facebook Messenger. That's literally it. But we're saying we're going to activate Social Sync AI so your business engages leads 24/7 on social media. That makes it feel like a huge upgrade. So you guys, is this starting to make sense? This is making sense, right? Drop a yes if this is starting to kind of come together for you and some of these things that I'm talking about make sense to you. We'll keep going. I want to show you how AI doesn't have to be a one size fits all offer. You can sell it as a standalone product. You can sell it as an upsell to something else, or you can sell it as a part of a complete system. And you get to decide which model works best for your business and for the lead that you are having the conversation with, right? And before we break down the three options, let's talk about what you are not going to do. You are not going to pull up a big pitch deck like this. You're not going to do that. We're going to keep it really simple. This is a lot more fun than pitching AI. You are not going to walk them through the back end of the AI system like they are a software engineer. Again, we have to be really careful of that tech lingo because we love it, but businesses don't. Instead, you are going to send them to a simple demo and you're going to let them experience AI in action. And I know that this method works because this is exactly what me and tons of other people inside the Bot Launch community use. It's the demo on demand system, and it's really just two parts. The first part is that client conversion script that y'all are going to get at the end of the training today, which helps business owners really connect the dots, right? And then the second part is the demo itself, which is super easy to set up. It follows a natural flow. AI asks a few questions, it builds rapport, and then it books the appointment. That's it. No long explanations, no deep dive in how the tech works, just a simple way to let them experience AI. So you guys all know that Alec is always telling us to visually map out our process with the business owner on calls, right? This is exactly the same thing. We are showing them how this works and we're packaging it in a way that makes it sound really valuable because it is really valuable. I want to show you real quickly. We're going to jump over to a demo and let me see if my... Can you guys see the high level?
Yeah, we see the back end.
Okay, great. Okay. So I just want to show you some of these chats with the AI, and I want to show you what a demo looks like. This is exactly what a demo would look like, except when we're doing it with the demo on demand, we are going to fill out a form on our end, an internal form, really simple, just asking a few questions. That form gets submitted, and then they are going to have their phone with them. The bot is immediately going to engage and have a natural conversation with the business owner. They are going to respond as if they are a lead, and they're just going to get asked very simple simple questions, very similar to what they would ask their leads if they got on the phone. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This is a residential cleaning service demo, right? So we pop in and say, hello, are you looking into cleaning services for your home or business? Actually, this one's residential or commercial. For my home, great. Is this a regular upkeep or special occasion like a move or deep clean? A deep clean sounds good. How big is your home in square footage? This will help us plan the deep clean. And then we get the square footage. Now, keep in mind, all of this information that is being given by the lead is being stored in HighLevel and in the contact record. So we get to summarize all of that information and send it to our businesses as soon as that AI conversation happens. So guys, can you see how valuable this would be if you are a residential or commercial cleaner and you get a email with all of this information here? You now know what this client needs, you know how often they want services, you know the size of their house, and eventually here you can see you're going to know their name, you're going to know that they want a deep cleaning, you're going to know phone number, email, any specifics about it, and then the AI will actually book the appointment. You can see that the appointment's booked right here. It goes on to gather address because you need a physical address too, right, with the cleaner. But you can see how this is a very normal, natural back and forth conversation. And we can keep our demos super simple and really, really easy so that you can just let your clients experience what it feels like to be a lead and go through AI. And I have been on so many different demos with my business owners and watch their face light up as they go through these demos because they see what's possible. This may seem plain Jane to us, but it is not to business owners. You remember that stat at the beginning of the training when we talked about 10%, maybe even less, have actually implemented AI, right? So this is very impressive to business owners. And when we show them this, the equivalent to spraying the perfume, and they get to experience something like this, something happens and they get a shift in their mindset because they start to see what's possible. They start to see that AI can actually fix their issues, that AI can actually solve some of their problems, some of their biggest problems that they've not been able to fix. And again, that's why they're on a demo.
Dennis Medical.
Can you guys make sure you're muted, please, just so I can continue? Okay, you guys, does this feel like it might make... Alec, can you see if you can mute that person?
I think you got to do it as
Oh, do I?
host.
Maybe I
Yeah.
should make you co-host too. I don't even know how to do
Yeah,
that.
you can do that. Or you can throw a host back to me. I think you should still be able to share. All right. I think we got it.
You got it? Okay, we'll go ahead and continue. Okay, so does this feel like this might make AI a little easier to sell? If you know that you have a simple demo, you have something that they can experience, if you know how to talk about it, if you know how to package it, does that feel like that would make things much easier to get on a call with a business owner and get in front of them? And remember, I'm going to show you different ways that you can either sell it standalone, that you can put it into your existing offer, you can sell it to your existing clients. But I know that this was huge for me. Once I got that shift from over explaining the tech to just letting them experience, everything fell into place for me. Okay, so let's now break down the 3 offer types and how to choose the right one. The first option is, the first option is offering AI as a standalone option. This means AI itself is the product, right? It's the main thing that they're buying. This works best for clients who already understand the value of AI. This is going to be your client that gets AI, that is really into it. Or this is for businesses that are running a ton of ads and they simply can't keep up with all of the leads coming in. And the strongest way to sell this is with a magic phrase that I want you to burn into your brain. Every single time that you talk to a business running ads, I want you to say this: your leads are not converting like they should be. I can fix that. Your leads aren't converting like they should be. I can fix that. Let's say it one more time. Your leads aren't converting like they should be. I can fix that. And I keep repeating this because this phrase alone is responsible for so much success. It's so simple, it's direct, and it is impossible to ignore if they are spending money on marketing. Okay, so this is exactly what one of our bot launch members, Dave Clark, did. All he did was send a couple of Facebook messages and a super short Loom video saying, your leads aren't converting and I can fix that. And that one message booked demo calls and landed him not just one, but his first 2 AI deals. Because when you position AI this way, businesses see it as a fix to a painful problem that they know that they have to solve. Okay, let's move on to your second pricing option or your second offer option. Okay, this second option is selling AI as a part of a complete system. This is when it is fully integrated into your bigger solution that guarantees results. You guys know that. Alec teaches you that. He teaches you that you are going to build this system and you can show them how they are going to get results. This works best when the business owner wants a complete done-for-you service that handles everything. And the key to making this work is to position it as the ultimate hands-off solution. Instead of making it about the tech, you're promising them results from start to finish. And here is something that you're going to say. We're not just giving you AI, we're giving you an entire system that brings in leads, follows up with them, and books appointments without you having to do a thing. And here is another pro tip. We are going to get really specific on pricing here in just a minute, but make sure that you compare your pricing to what it would cost them to hire a full team to do the same work, or even just one salesperson. If hiring just one salesperson to follow up with leads costs, let's say, $5,000 a month, but your AI system does the same thing, but better for way less, then that's a steal. And they're going to feel really silly for saying no to something like that. Okay, so now let's talk about the final option. And I think for you guys, this is what might be the biggest hidden gold mine that is sitting in your business literally right now. It's your current clients. If you've got clients paying you for your marketing systems, for your websites, for your lead generation, for your reviews, you are sitting on the fastest path to AI deals, period, because these clients already trust you. You don't need to sell them on who you are. You just need to show them something that makes what they're already buying work even better. It's kind of like when someone buys a sports car and you have the most expensive premium 92 number gas to someone who just got that sports car. They already spent the money on the car. So of course they want the fuel that can help it run at its peak. Of course, that's going to be a no-brainer for them. That's exactly what AI does for your existing services. If you run ads for them, AI makes sure that those leads actually convert. If you build their website, AI turns it into a 24-hour, 24/7 sales machine. So I encourage you to start with the people that are already paying you, and you say something like, we've got something new that is going to make your results 10 times better. Okay? So powerful. We've got something new that's going to make your results 10 times better, and that's all you have to do. Again, we're going to talk about pricing here in just a second, and we're going to get really specific about it. But for some clients, all they need is that quick upgrade. And this is the method that you can use and take in your use in your business today. Okay, we've got one final but important detail to cover, and that's pricing. But let's talk about first, do you guys think that you have at least one client that you're thinking about? I want you to think about your clients now. Or if you don't have clients yet, I want you to think about your leads. Do you feel like you have at least one person? And I want you to put a yes in the chat. It's not a for sure, but if you have one person that you think would say yes to this, please put a yes in the chat, because I think that all of you do. In fact, I can guarantee it. I know one of you has one person that you're like thinking of in the back of your mind, and you're like, yeah, this would totally work for them. Not only would this work for them, but like they would love this, and this would absolutely just blow their mind, right? Those are who you want to go after first. Okay, let's talk about what the heck you are supposed to charge. This is going to be the shortest section, but it's also the part where people seem to get the most stuck, me included. And the reason for that, it's not because it's actually hard to price AI. It's because we tend to undercharge by default, especially if we are coming from the world of selling services, or we spent years convincing ourselves that lower prices make it easier to close deals. Me, 100% guilty of that for many years in marketing. But I will tell you right now, that mindset is a trap. that mindset is an actual trap because I know because I fell into it myself. When I started selling AI, I was so excited to land my first few deals that I gave away way too much for way too little. And then, of course, I had to play catch up, right? To make sure that I was being paid for the actual value that I was providing. And then here is what I realized. The value of AI has nothing to do with how long it takes you to build a bot or how many workflows you create. The value comes from what it does for the business. If AI helps them close just, let's just say one deal a month, especially for those higher ticket businesses, right? Like my regenerative med client that I showed you at the beginning, where one of their packages cost anywhere from $7,000 to $12,000. Or let's say it saves them the cost of hiring a full-time employee. They are getting a massive ROI. Okay, so I really want you to think about charging in line with what the actual value is. And I know that's hard sometimes, but I promise you it will be so much easier if you do it now than if you do it a year from now. Okay, so for the standalone offer, if you're just selling AI, right, and you're just doing the AI by itself with nothing else, we recommend charging somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000 for the setup, and then between 297 and 497 per month for ongoing management. Now, remember a few things. We're not guaranteeing, I can't guarantee you that you can make this amount of money. I'm just saying this is what we have seen people make. This is what I have made, and I'm saying that this is the value that it provides. Now, remember, this is for businesses that are running ads specifically. We want businesses in AI that have leads coming in and they need help converting those leads into appointments and sales. So if you're just selling AI alone, and if they're spending thousands of dollars on ads, then spending a few thousand to make sure that those leads actually turn into revenue, that is just a complete no-brainer for them. Okay, so let's move on to the complete system. This is where you're building out AI as a part of a fully integrated process. This is where you are getting on a call, like Alex says, and you are building out your system. You are showing them visually what that system looks like. We recommend charging between $7,000 and $15,000 for the build fee, and anywhere from $997 to $29.97 per month. Again, depending on the complexity of your build, depending on the industry, depending on the client, depending on the average ticket value, lots of variables there. But I just want to give you an idea of what's possible because this is the ultimate done for you solution. Okay, they don't have to think about connecting anything for themselves or figuring out how AI is going to fit in. You handle the entire thing and they just reap the rewards for that. Okay, so then let's move on to the upsell to existing clients, right? This is where I am telling you guys, you're sitting on a gold mine. So the range for this upsell to clients is 2,000 to 3,000 for the build fee, and then 297 to 497 per month. Again, this is something that could be raised a little bit, but you have to do your homework about your lead and what their prices are and see where that sweet spot is. But this is what we recommend because this is what we've seen work. And this works because these clients already trust you. You've already delivered value for them, right? You've already delivered results. So this is about making what you already do work even better. And I want you to really internalize this, you guys. AI is not a new cost. This is an insurance policy that protects and multiplies what they are already paying you for. So make sure you go into that call with that mindset. And so if you are sitting here thinking, I could never charge that much, I want you to challenge that thought. Businesses are already paying way more than this for, like, think about it, salespeople, call centers, lead gen companies who don't even guarantee results, who don't have half of the results that AI can actually provide. And remember, I told you that I held on to my biggest client in the regenerative med space. I want to just show you what's possible with AI. They are running ads and AI is talking to every single lead that comes in. And so in the last 6 months, the AI system that I built has sent 6,000 messages. It has talked to 320 different people. It has booked 120 appointments, or I'm sorry, 160 appointments, which I don't know if you noticed is a 50% book rate. And I just kind of feel like that's pretty good. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but that's pretty good. And They were able to completely replace a call center. You guys know how expensive call centers are. That is a massive ROI. So I want you to think about that and remember these numbers next time so that you absolutely can and should charge premium prices like this. Okay, so have you guys liked what I've shown you so far? Is this making sense? Has this been helpful to you guys? I hope so. I hope it's been helpful. Let me see if I can find the chat. I've got so many different things going on here. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to it. Thank you. Thank you for the heart, Alec. I appreciate it. I don't know where the chat is. I've got way too many things open, but I'm just gonna keep going. But I want you to feel like you could take this information and put it to work. I want you to feel like you could take some of this and go do something with it tomorrow. And I have done a lot of these trainings, hundreds, honestly. And I know that even if we had a whole day together, it would be impossible to create lasting change and actually give you all of the information and the education that I have to offer. And so I've got two questions I want to know. Do you here's what I want, sorry, excuse me. Here's what I want to actually know. I want to know if number one, you think you have a client that you can put this into place for, and if you think that you can actually use this information quickly, because I feel like that's possible. And even if this is just a mindset change that you have, that you learn that you can take this information and charge higher prices for AI, even if that's all you do with it, I will be very happy. But you've got two options for today, okay? You can hope that you remember everything. You can hope that you don't get distracted by shiny objects, again, me, or trying to build things to perfection, me, always, but I've been much better about it. Or you can actually roll your sleeves up and you can follow this exact process that we've laid out, and you can start getting AI clients right now with the same tools, the same scripts, the same strategies that we use. And I am very proud to tell you about the Bot Launch Blueprint. This is literally everything that you need to find clients so that you can sell, build, and fulfill AI. So do you remember earlier when I mentioned that we weren't going to dive into the tech today? And that is because the first thing that we teach you to do in Bot Launch is to sell. Again, maybe that's controversial, but when you sign up for the Bot Launch Blueprint, the first thing that you are going to get is the client acquisition secrets. We were going to walk you through, it was 3, now it's 4 proven methods for landing AI clients fast. Even if you hate cold outreach or you have 0 sales experience, which I know nobody on here does, we show you how to hire someone on Upwork and scrape the Facebook ads library. That's one option. If you want to use Facebook Messenger and Loom videos, we have the exact scripts and templates to use. That's 2 options. We have a cold call training. In fact, I think we have a few now. And listen, everyone hates cold calling until they actually do it. And then they realize it's kind of fun and it works really well. Again, same thing. I told myself a whole story about cold calling, that it was going to be awful and terrible and I hated it and I was never going to do it. And then I did it and then it worked. So we've also got our Rolodex method that teaches you how to have conversations with people you already know in a non-weirdo, non-salesy, like natural way that gets them to be interested. So you'll all get this when you join Bot Launch tonight, and then you are getting the demo on demand system. Or let's go through this first, please. The AI client acquisition secrets, which is a 1997 value. And just please know that all of these values on here are actual real values that we have sold individually, either in an annual setup or a monthly setup. These aren't just numbers that were pulled from thin air. So please know that. But then you're getting the demo on demand system. You get the bots itself so that you've got that taken care of. You've got the client conversion scripts so that you don't have to worry about pitch decks and all that crazy tech. And remember, you get that at the end today. And then you get the demo bot itself. You can see the AI demo on demand form right there. The demo bot itself is so you have something really cool but simple to show your potential clients so that you will get that as well. But what happens when you use the AI acquisition secrets and the demo on demand, and it blows their mind so much that they actually say yes to you? Okay, this has also happened to me, but now we're up to $29.94 as a total value. What does happen when you actually get someone to say yes to you and you're celebrating because someone just paid you a big amount of money, and then you have like that moment of absolute terror of, oh, holy crap, I have to actually build this stuff now. But you're not going to have to worry about that because that is what the Bot Launch Masterclass is all about. It is the full-on training of how we build bots, everything from prompting to bot building checklists, and you know exactly how to build the bots that work for businesses every time. And we have sold version 1 of this for $2,000, and this is actually version 2, completely reshot with all of the most current information. And so I think now we're at a total of $49.91, and I will happily take your payment right now. If you want to, I'll give you my phone number. You can just text me and let's just make it happen. But we're not actually going to charge you that much and not anywhere close to that. It is just $19.97 for an annual membership. So that is 12 full months of access. Now, this would not be an Amanda training if we didn't have some bonuses. So I've got some awesome bonuses to show you. You can, by the way, if you're ready, you can join at joinbotlaunch.com. Now, let's get these bonuses going. If you are ready and this is enough for you, that's cool. But I want to show you these bonuses, and I want to tell you about these bonuses because we typically only give 3 bots with this offer, only 3. But just for the first 5 people that join, we are going to give unlimited bots inside of LaunchBots. So you can have 1 client, you can have 10, you can have 700, and all of your bots will be covered for 12 months. We don't want this to be the barrier to entry for anyone, so we just took care of it. Now, this is essentially CloseBot. Maybe you guys have heard of it. It is the best. I've tried them all, and it is the best. And we have a white labeled version called LaunchBots. I think CloseBot is now $397 for unlimited bots. And so we don't want you to have to worry about that overhead when you're just getting started. I understand how that is. So again, unlimited bots for 12 months. And then you're going to also get 12 months of access to our community inside school. And I want to show you this really quickly because this is a really active and engaged community. And we have a course area too where everything lives. But this community is pretty unique. I don't know if you guys are a part of any school communities where you get in there and they're just completely dead, right? Nobody's talking, nobody's answering questions. But you can see that we've got a lot of people in here. We've got a lot of people talking about their wins, talking about their successes. We've got a lot of people answering questions, a lot of people asking questions, a lot of great resources. And then, of course, we've got the classroom, the classroom over here that has all of the resources, and that's where these resources live. And you get access to 2 live calls a week with Jeff and Charles. They're also known as the Talk and the Tech. I'll let you figure out who's who. Twice per week. That happens every Monday and Friday. So if you see something that isn't in one of these trainings, you can get your questions answered on those live calls. And they have never missed a call. So I don't want you to think it's kind of like Alec. I don't want you to think that this is one of these gurus who say, oh yeah, we do 2 calls a week and they never show up. Just like Alec, they're dependable, they show up, and it's a great time. And so let me come back to my slides here. And we're just going to open it up for Q&A in just a few minutes here. So make sure you're asking your questions in the chat, and I will take any questions that you have there unless Jeff or Charles has already taken care of them. So let's see where we're at here. You are getting the AI acquisition secrets. You are getting the demo on demand system, the full bot launch masterclass, 12 months of unlimited bots, and 12 months of access to the school community. But I've got one last thing for you. And this is the thing that we honestly get asked for the most, even though it's not the most important. But you get the AI agency in a box. Oops, gotta go back to my slides here. All for $14.97 for annual membership. You get the AI agency in a box. You get a support ticketing system, everything that you need to fulfill an AI on the agency side. And if you feel like you need a website, right? Even though many of us in the group have sold clients with no website, we give you a few different websites to choose from. We have a simple demo website with a short VSL that you can plug in. We even hired Russell Brunson's funnel designer to make a funnel for us so that you get access to that as well. And then we have a 3rd website coming in the next few weeks that is also really freaking incredible. And so now you have no excuses why you cannot sell AI. And so here is everything that you get and everything that you could possibly need, okay? AI acquisition secrets, demo on demand, bot launch masterclass. That secret sauce in there, I didn't say anything about that. There's lots of really cool little tips and tricks in there for building great bots, okay? 12 months of school community access, AI agency in a box, snapshot for a total value of 10,164. And as I said before, it's $14.97. That's the investment tonight. And if you're wanting to add AI to what you're already doing, again, that's your biggest gold mine right here. You have an opportunity to join and just immediately make money, just like Alec was saying in the Facebook page. I want to show you one more thing before we wrap up here. On every group call, we go over the wins that everyone has. So every time we get on a call, we talk about the wins, and people are encouraged to share those wins, because I have found that when something happens, when people share when they're successful, and you have a community around you of people that are doing the same thing that you are doing and they are doing it well, something happens, and it's magical, because you start to see that shift and that mindset shift that's necessary to make a change in your own life. And I was editing them recently, and I want to show you guys what this looks like, because I was so blown away. I tried to figure out how to get it into the Google Slides, but couldn't do it. But I want to show you that this was 7 full seconds of me scrolling through my Google Drive, and each one of these lines is a win. Each one of these lines is someone actually talking about what they're doing to be successful. Every single one of these people have had success in the Bot Launch group. They are landing deals, they are booking calls, they are closing clients, and they did it all by following this Bot Launch process inside of the group. So I wanted to show that, because it just really speaks to the amount of success that we've had and all of the members that have worked so hard to get there. And honestly, that's only in the last 3 months. It's only, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was something like 130 wins. So just absolutely crazy. But that's all I've got for you guys. I would love to see you inside. This AI community complements Alec's community really well. We have a lot of the same beliefs and a lot of the same systems in place. And so I don't want you to feel like you are repeating something or adding something on that you don't need, or duplicating, because that is not the case. And if it was the case, then I wouldn't have done this. And I know Alec wouldn't have either. But they complement each other really well. So keep that in mind. But I'd like to open it up, and hopefully I can actually find the chat here for a second and see if we can answer some questions for you guys. So give me a second. Alec, if you want to talk for a second while I find my
Yeah, and if you have
chat.
yours full screen, then the chat is going to be harder to find. It'll be near the bottom. But yeah, you guys can see obviously why I wanted Amanda to speak to you guys. A lot of what she's doing, like she just said, kind of plugs into what I'm doing, right? So when we go out, like we being my company, when I go out and we build these custom back-end systems, what we're looking at is once they're coming in, coordinating with their existing sales team for those longer sales cycles, for those custom plans. But if you speak with any business owner, I don't care what business you're in, more money solves every problem. It's not even a question. So if you want to generate your client more money, the only problem that they're gonna have is the fear of like you leaving, you closing your company. That's it. Anytime we build these kind of systems and we connect everything together, you become irreplaceable. I was talking with a guy today. I was telling you guys about at the beginning of the call. Talking with a guy today. Expected income for this year is 20 million because of the systems we're putting together for him. The biggest thing that I was telling the my connection in his company, so like the point of contact that I have, the biggest thing that I was telling him is I was like, okay, we have visibility on the numbers, you have the systems, you have the job process, you have the automations, you have the closing, you have the reviews, you have the referral. Like they're not going to ever risk missing a payment because if you remove, think about it, if I remove growth, if I remove metrics, if I remove analytics and data points, if I remove conversions, the company's going to fall apart. And I see this all the time. People think all the time, oh, I'm really good at what I do. That doesn't mean anything. It's very important, don't get me wrong, but that does not mean anything to me getting new leads coming in, converting those leads, and having a phenomenal experience that leads to more reviews, more referrals. So one of the things I really like about this is that so many people are focused on getting more and more and more and more leads. When you have in this kind of package with a nice setup fee, which is very easy to justify, and a flat rate monthly, you are going to convert higher and higher and higher. And as you're converting higher and higher with Amanda's AI system coming in, you then have Alex FTC compliant review gating automation at the back. So what do you think it's going to do with just local SEO? It's going to shoot you through the roof because you're going to have more reviews, more clicks. It's just going to compound. Conversions compound. So one of the reasons I really, really like working with Amanda is that, and I mean this nicely, she takes a very lazy approach the same way I do. Like, why would I complicate this? Like, why would I have 18 salespeople I have to train and manage and handle? Like, why wouldn't we just simplify this with some kind of a system that brings it into the job and then boom, plugs them right in? So I'm definitely appreciative to Amanda coming in. Amanda, do you want to open up for questions? Because I'm sure we have a few.
Yeah, I think all of the questions got answered in here, but to your point about it being CloseBot, what the price is for CloseBot. So we actually are using LaunchBots, which is a white labeled version of CloseBot, and you get unlimited bots inside of this bot launch blueprint. So 12 months of unlimited bots, and that's all included in the bot launch blueprint. And so again, you can build as many bots as you want for your agency. You can build as many bots as you want for your clients, and you're covered there. All you're going to pay is for usage. Also, I want to talk a little bit, I don't want to overwhelm you guys, but I want to talk a little bit about V2. So myself, Charles, and Jeff have been with CloseBot for a while, and just to be fair, it runs circles around high levels conversational AI. I will say that. But it's awesome as it stands right now, but they are working very hard on V2, and they're bringing V2, I think end of Q1 is when they're going to start opening it up. No one has to move. They can stay on V1 as long as they want because it's a completely different system. But some of the things that I am seeing inside of V2 are just absolutely blowing my mind. I saw Jeff posted earlier today, and I think I read this right, Jeff, because this just seems insane to me. But I thought I saw that he posted that they made a bot just simply by text, like it was just written out a paragraph of what they wanted the bot to be and do and have, and the system made it. And so they've also are creating like a drag and drop builder where you can just make things really easy. And so they're just doing some really cool things with V2, and that's coming out soon. And so it's really exciting times ahead in the AI world. That is for sure. And then just to Alex's point about making things complicated, you guys, I've made things complicated for way, way too long in my life. And that is something that I see a lot in marketers. I see them overthinking and making things complicated and getting stuck in learn mode. How many of y'all are like course junkies? I know I am. I know Jeff Lopez is. But how many of you are just consuming information constantly, but then not actually using any of that information? So it's really important to keep that in check because we don't make money doing any of that. We don't make money learning things. We make money when we take the things that we have already learned because we all know how to do this already. And if we don't know how to do it, we need to sell it first, and then we need to figure it out later after we sell. That's really what needs to happen. So I encourage you, if you have overthought, whether it's Alex's process or our process with AI, and you've thought about getting into AI, but you're not real sure how to do it, I encourage you just to take the leap and not just kind of quiet your brain down a little bit because it's going to be worth it. And you will have all of the tools that you need to be successful. You will have the resources, you will have the training, you will have the community, and you will have the support. That's all you need. That's really all you need. The only other thing that you need is taking action and getting uncomfortable. And I mentioned that about the cold calling because that was something I was very uncomfortable with for a long time. And I bitched and moaned and complained and did all of the things. And it was so difficult because I wanted to, I wanted so badly to not cold call, but I got put into a situation where I kind of didn't have a choice. And I had a mentor that was willing to teach me. And so she jumped in and we did it. And I also used the resources inside of Bot Launch. And it was really easy. And it wasn't that big of a deal. So I think sometimes we just kind of tell ourselves stories, right? About how hard something's going to be or how complicated it needs to be. So just keep things simple, you guys. Just know that AI, it's the catalyst. It's the thing that can make your businesses that you're dealing with do even better. It's the cheat code. It's the cheat code on both sides, actually. It's the cheat code for our success, and it's the cheat code for our businesses' success and our clients' success. And there's not too often that something like that comes along, especially when it is touching so many other areas of our lives, because automation and everything's super cool, and it is cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not something where like we're talking about automation in our daily lives and like, oh yeah, I used automation at my, front door at the Ring doorbell or whatever, right? We know that AI is touching every part of our lives. It has for a long time. People just don't really realize it. That's another thing. So just know that it's the cheat code on both sides. It just makes things really easy on our side and for our clients. What else do you guys want to know? Yeah, does the price change after 12 months? Yeah, thank you, Charles, for answering that. No, it does not. You're grandfathered in to that price, and it is going to change as we get more people into the group. I think we're at 215 right now. As more people continue to come in and we continue to bring more resources in, that price will go up. I know Jeff has said before that we will spend any amount of money, any amount of time to make this the best place to go to learn about AI. Jeff and Charles are recording a voice AI course, and I'm surprised nobody's asked about that because I know some of y'all are interested in the voice AI. And here's where we kind of stand on it. It's cool. It's super cool. And I see a lot of people talking about it in the high level world and just marketers in general. It's cool and it's exciting and it's new. And again, it has that little bit of like, shiny object syndrome, but it's not quite there yet, right? And so there's some things that make it a little difficult to deal with or a little bit harder to just kind of bring into our businesses and make it successful. It has its use cases for sure. So I think the way that we're approaching it is, yes, let's make the course, let's teach people how to do it. We're going to have a few different trainings on it. We're going to teach the high level conversational AI. And I believe Vapey and SynthFlow. You guys, Jeff and Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, but we intend to bring those resources in the group so that you can decide when you come into a business whether you want to lead with your system and your automation and kind of building things out and mapping things out, whether you want to lead with voice AI and maybe they get the bonus of conversational AI and the system. Maybe you lead with your system and they get the bonuses of conversational AI and voice AI. You get to decide how you want to move forward and put these packages together. Yes, Jeff said that he bought another one today. I love this is true. I love it. I love me some courses. I do too. So I totally get it. How does Bot Launch integrate with GHL, booking automations, contacts, all that does? So all it is inside of LaunchBots, which again, remember, it's just a white labeled version of CloseBot. That's all it is you need one workflow to make it go. So we're just going to make that one workflow. That won't be true for V2. You won't need that at all. But one super simple workflow on the high level side of it. And that is going to connect everything together. So that webhook goes out and brings the information in and everything just comes together really nicely. So again, without getting too crazy into it, you can do so many cool things with custom fields and having different actions happen, right? So like, let's say, Alec has a client that is trying to collect information. Let's say he's a car detailer, right? And he's trying to collect information on the type of car it is. And that's a custom field that you use inside of LaunchBots. Well, once that custom field is updated in the high level side, you can then trigger all kinds of automations on the back end of that inside of high level and decide, oh, okay, this guy's got a Ford. Well, I definitely need to send this email and this text and this price quote, right? So you guys can start seeing some of the possibilities that you can make happen for your clients because the possibilities literally are endless. All that being said, I encourage you to keep it really simple because when things start getting complicated, there's more room for not really things to go wrong so much, but just more room for confusion. And you'd be surprised at how good a really, really simple bot can be. Insanely good. and can get insanely good results. But to answer your question, Alec, you can do whatever you want with automations, contacts, everything integrates really nicely, and everything runs really smoothly. And yeah, Jeff said that Vapey, I don't know if it's Vapey or Vappy. I've heard people say it both ways, but Vapey and SynthFlow training is coming soon too. How many custom fields can it update? Well, this is probably going to depend on what your bot looks like. Let me show just quickly, I'll show the inside of CloseBot just so you guys can get a feel for it, because one thing I really like about CloseBot or LaunchBots, again, using those two words interchangeably, right? Just keep that in mind. But one of the things I like about it is the way that it's laid out, and it's laid out in basically like a path, right? It's a path that we are going to have our leads follow or walk down. And so when you're thinking about a conversation that you want to have with your leads, or you're thinking about a conversation that your client wants to have with their leads, you're thinking about, okay, what do I need to know? What do I need to know first? What do I need to know second? Do I want to kind of build some rapport with these people? Do I want to gather more information? Do I want to give them information? And then the end goal is almost always, not always, but the end goal is usually to book an appointment of any kind. It could be a 15-minute phone call. It could be an actual full-on consultation appointment where someone is coming into a physical business and having the appointment. It could be a in-person appointment where you meet somewhere. It can be anything that you want it to be, but that's typically the path that the leads are going to walk down. So let me pull up a quick bot here and I'll show you what this looks like. A second here.
One thing I'll say while you're pulling that up is one of the best things, if you're dealing with anybody blue collar, okay? If you have any blue collar clients, go ask them this question. Whether they're honest or not, they will always tell you what I'm about to tell you. If you go and ask them, how good are you at selling in person? They will tell you, oh, anything in person I'm closing. It's never in person. It's always getting to the in person, detailing, lawn care, landscaping, remodeling, construction, custom home, but like anything, once they get in person, they're usually very, very smooth in person. So one of my favorite things doing when it comes to the bots or the intake form is going to be, how can I get you to just schedule an in-person meeting? That's it. If you can schedule an in-person meeting using a simple automation, using a simple bot, that is a metric. If you look at how a funnel operates, the funnel is how many leads am I getting? And then from the leads, how many are reaching out and taking action? How many am I getting a call or a conversation with? So if you look at that as one of the metrics that can tie into, and those top funnel metrics should be your highest numbers. Those are the ones where if you can increase 1-2%, it translates really, really nicely down. So if I can get more conversations, go talk to any detailer. Hey, bring your car and I'll give you a quote. They're going to close it. Go talk to a landscape, lawn care, outdoor living guy. Hey, bring me in person. I now have you in person. I've now done my selling and I'll do my follow-up via the automations. But that AI bot coming in as the front end is going to be what secures them the opportunity to do what they do well. So again, ask especially your blue collar guys. They will tell you all day long. That's a very, very easy plug-in.
That's right. That's exactly what we want to do. And it's our job to make sure that we are filling those gaps and we are going in and finding the biggest needs. And that's what that client conversion script is all about as well, is finding their holes. And Alec, I know that you teach that too. Finding their holes, finding what they need, and then building solutions to fix it. That's literally what we're trying to do. And so if we can build a bot that gathers some information, asks some questions, and then books a call for them, or books an in-person appointment, they're golden, right? That's all they need. And so if you take a look here, this is kind of a demo bot I built. So heavy equipment, think like, big giant equipment that is rented. And so the first thing that I'm going to ask is interest. I'm going to just see, hey, do you have any interest in renting this construction equipment? And then the next thing I'm going to ask is the equipment type. This would be a perfect example of how, and it doesn't show right now because I don't have it connected to a high-level sub account, but this would be a perfect example of how we would use something like custom fields, right? So let's say that we have a backhoe and a tractor and a forklift. I hope those are right. I think those sound right. Let's say we have those three, right? And we have those in custom fields. That information gets plugged into high level, and then we can decide what we want to do with that information. Do we use that information to send to our client so that they can send a quote? Do we use it to fire some sort of other automation? We get to decide all that, right? But that's the possibilities that exist within the Closebot world and custom fields. I've got rental dates here. I've got delivery and pickup. And then this green one is what we call a give info objective. That's tough to say. So this is where we are, instead of asking information, we are giving information. And in this case, I'm telling them about pricing for this particular equipment type. And you can see how all of these custom values are usable in Closebot or LaunchBots. So you can use all of those custom values in any way that you want, and they work everywhere within the Closebot or LaunchBot system. And then again, we're walking down this path, right? So we get to the end here and we book a call. So you can tell the system you want that to be in person, you want it to be on the phone, you get to decide and you get to direct the bot. But I also want you guys to notice something. And the reason I'm saying this is because I saw someone said, oh, I thought it was ZappyChat that was best and then Closebot. Closebot does one thing really well. They do simplicity very well. They make things very simple to book or to build a bot. And so a lot of this information that you're seeing right here, you can see how I literally just typed in a couple of words. That's it. They handle all of the back-end prompting so that you don't have to go in and deal with this massive prompt on the front end where you're trying to go in and tweak this and that and figure out what it is that's making it not work right, because you can't, figure out in this massive prompt what you need to change. We just go in here, we literally type a very short description of what we need. And I will tell you, I feel like the whole theme of this is like less is more, or, do less and get more. It's the same thing with AI. The less that you do here and the less information that you put and the simpler you make it, the more successful and the better your AI is going to turn out. That has been proven time and time again. So you can see how it's really simple here. Obviously, again, since I'm not connected to a sub account, but calendars connect. And I think I saw someone ask about like situations where you can change it to a different calendar and book to different calendars. Yes, you can book dynamically to different calendars. So going back to that custom field thing, let's say they want a haircut, not a hair color, you can change the calendar that they book to depending on what they say. Does that make sense? So pretty cool here. And then, it's just really easy. We're just going to tell the bot why the conversation's happening. We're going to give it some important business information. We're going to tell it how to respond. We choose a few bot voices. It does have a knowledge base if we need it, if we need to add some FAQs. But the onboarding process to what this looks like when a new client comes on and we're going to do AI for them. Obviously, we cover all of this in Bot Launch. There are checklists and there is an onboarding checklist. There are questions that we make sure that we ask our clients when we bring them on. Everything is inside of Bot Launch, so you have all the resources to be able to do that when you join. But you're just going to ask a set of questions and you're going to ask them some stuff and you're going to get a feel for the tone of their business and the kind of things that they say. And then we just use that information in this kind of main tab right here. And the AI just does such a beautiful job of making it sound so incredibly natural. So I hopefully that was helpful. And Charles, oh no. Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody has their own opinions, right, about what they like and what they don't like, but I have consistently seen where Closebot is just better for so many reasons. And I just think that they have really big things coming, and I think that they have an eye on the future and what's going to make things better. And I see that coming in V2, even though V1's amazing. How do we set up something like this scenario? Can it help with nudging drop off, build the workflow in Closebot or in GHL workflow? Let's see, lead form submission, respond to client ghosts after 30 minutes, nudge. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely you can. So you can follow up a few different ways inside of Closebot. But the way it works is, like, let's say, like you just said, lead form submission, and this is exactly what I do for all of my clients. But once, let's say they have an ad or some sort of lead form submission or a form submission, right? From something like a high-level form on a funnel or something like that. The form gets submitted. that first text is sent and it, asks a question or, kind of engages them in some way. And then let's say, the bot kicks in and they don't respond. Yes, we can build follow-up so that the AI follows up in 30 minutes, in 24 hours, in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 10 days, 20 days. And the beautiful part of it is it has context of that entire conversation that happened before. So it will know and understand what's been said, whether, whether it happens immediately or a few days later. The AI has context on all of that. So it's going to follow up really naturally and smoothly and know exactly what's said. Thanks, Jeff. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And so lots of opportunities to build really cool stuff like that and put things into into just really cool follow-up, but also just be able to branch off and do so many different automations that you couldn't do. And again, going back to the packaging that I talked about in the webinar, so important to package this in a way that makes sense. So when we say something like, we're going to send you a lead profile, that's huge. Right? Like that's really big because it's not a big deal to us, but it is to our business when we're sending an email with all of this information, just literally just stacked. That's a big deal to them. It's incredibly valuable to a business. Is the workflow built in Closebot or JHL? The bot is built in Closebot and the workflow is built into JHL. Yep, and thank you for Charles. The link to join bot launch is joinbotlaunch.com. First 5 people get unlimited bots. After 5, we're going to go back down to the 3, which is what we normally have with this offer. So just make sure you guys keep that in mind. And but yeah, there's just kind of endless possibilities of what you can do in there inside of the workflows and inside of Closebot to build the great AI and then inside of high level to back everything up. Does anybody ever have any other questions? Alec, do you have anything? Does anybody else have any other questions for me?
One thing I want to mention, which is something that we're going to be covering in the next couple of weeks, which is going to be positioning and posturing. So something that I see a lot of people doing wrong. Like let me ask you guys, Amanda, what was like the higher end of that setup fee you had? I think it was like package 2. I think you said something up to 15 or 17,000.
Yeah, I think I think so. I think that's where we landed. And again, so much, wiggle room there. And I think I saw you, Alex, say that you think even higher.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you guys, like, do you think a brand new lawyer, a brand new veterinarian, do you think someone who's brand new in their business is going to want to pay $17,000?
No.
Probably not.
Nope.
So when you are doing your posturing, you want to speak to people who are having those problems. I'm not going to speak to a beginner and say you need an AI bot. There's nothing wrong with doing that if you want to eat those costs and deal with it. But if I'm talking to, think about this, if I'm talking to people who have bigger problems, okay? I've got a client who we're onboarding in 2 weeks. He's doing about 60,000 a month. We got another client, he's doing about 500,000 a month. Do you think they have problems with generating leads? No, they don't. So when we're talking about higher conversions, smoother on experiences, putting them into the pipeline, into the process that we know works, and they. So if you want to have those high setup fees, you've got to. Oh, my camera's going crazy, but you've got to basically pitch and posture yourself and position yourself to speak to those people. You have to put yourself in front of those people. If you're not doing that, I don't want you guys, I mean, you guys know how I am. I'm going to tell you kind of straight up, you know, directly. And, we'll talk about feelings afterwards, but I'm not going to be gentle with you guys if you're coming to me saying, I can't sell $17,000 packages. I can't sell $10,000 packages. And I'm like, who are you talking to? Oh, I'm talking to the guy who just started his business last week. Well, yeah, duh. So when we talk about positioning and posturing, if you speak to the right person, there's a few things that's going to happen. And it doesn't matter if you're talking to AI bots, backend systems, it does not matter. Okay. If you have the right person, they're going to pay you a phenomenal setup fee because they're going to see the value, right? If I say, hey, give me 17,000 and we're going to get you from 1 lead to 5 leads, that's nothing. If I say, pay me $80,000, I'm going to take you from 500,000 a month to 2 million a month. That's a no brainer. Okay. It's a no brainer. So make sure that you are positioning yourself in front of the right buyers.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
positioned in front of the right buyers, you are going to have a much easier time. Number one, they're going to pay you more. It's going to be a more fun experience because you don't have to try to convince them of what you're doing. The value proposition is going to be insane. If I take you from 1 close to 2 closes, that's not a huge, that's not a huge change. If I take you from 30 closes to 40 closes, that's a big jump. That's 10 more leads, 10 more jobs at $3,000, $20,000 values, right? That's a lot of money you're putting in people's back pocket. And then my personal favorite is when you get them insane results, what do you think your case studies are going to look like? We took somebody from 5 to 10,000 a month. No, we took somebody from 500,000 a month to 2 million a month. That's a phenomenal case study that justifies you charging more. It justifies people saying, hey, I want Alec, I want Amanda. Not, oh, I'll take any VA off of Fiverr. They're going to want specific people who have nasty, filthy case studies. That's how it works. And then who do you think they recommend you to, right? I always say are like business owners are like good-looking people, okay? Good-looking people have good-looking friends. That's what it is.
I love your analogies, Alec. They're the best.
I try to put them as not douchebag as possible, but I think it just comes out that way anyways. But good-looking people have good-looking friends. Business owners, who do you think they hang out with? Scrubs? No, they hang out with business owners. So they're going to introduce you. So the best thing you can do is if you want to have people who pay you a lot, because they see a lot of value, because there's a lot of opportunity, position yourself to talking to those problems. It's a big thing. There's I can't remember who talks about it, but there's one of the books that I read. They basically said when you speak to really high level problems, your audience is going to drop really, really, really badly because there's only a select few. Remember that pyramid, that triangle ascension pyramid. Only a select few at the top. So if you can speak to the people at the top, yes, there's fewer of them, but they pay a lot more and they're all connected with each other.
And let
So
me jump in and make a point there too, because this was a hard lesson for me to learn. For years, my direct niche was real estate agents, and not the top real estate agents, not the 10% that are selling a ton of houses and making a ton of money. We're talking about the bottom 90, and that's how it is with that particular industry. And even though I sold a lot of SaaS and made a lot of money, it was really, really difficult because you're constantly having to pull people along with you and you're having to bring them up from the bottom. Does that make sense? And so let's not do that. Let's not make things harder for ourselves than it needs to be. Inside of Bot Launch, we teach kind of looking for a few things. And this goes right along with with what Alec is saying. We want to look for companies that are running ads, right? That's the first thing that we want to look for. Companies that are running ads, because if they're running ads, we know that they get it. They get it. They're spending money on marketing. They've got leads coming in. And so that's why we offer that in the client acquisition secrets, and show you how to hire an Upwork person specifically and hire them the right way so that they can go and scrape Facebook ads, that Facebook ads library for you. Because you can go after a niche, you can go after your location, you can go after a business type or an area and find people that you know are running ads and they've been doing it for a while, right? It's really easy to tell. If someone's been running the same ad for 3 months, we know that they're probably doing pretty well with it. And so that's number one, they're running ads. Number two, we want to try to pick industries that have a higher average ticket value, right? So something where they are making money on each individual sale. It's not like a $20 sale at like a restaurant. And I'm not saying that AI couldn't help a restaurant. I'm just saying that it makes our jobs a lot harder, because if we come into that demo and that sales call and we say, hey, if all I did was just get you one more deal or one more close or one more client per month, would that be helpful to you? And if their one client or one deal is $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, it's going to be a big deal to them. And that makes our job a lot easier, right? Because
Yeah.
just one deal covers their expenses for us and then some, and they still have a great ROI. So just start thinking about that. And you guys can sell AI to whomever you want to, but our job in Bot Launch and what myself and Charles and Jeff are trying to do and what Alec is saying is let's make this as easy as possible, right? And so if you can do those two things, and the third thing I would say is check reviews. Let's make sure they've got some good reviews. Because if you know you're walking into an established business that gets it, that's paying money for marketing, that is respected in their community or their whoever they are selling to, you've got a pretty good chance here, right? Of really making them successful. And you've got a much better chance of them saying yes to you than if you are trying to get someone again that is on the bottom and you're trying to pull them up. And me being a mom and being a female, that is like in my DNA. Okay. And I know you don't have a lot of females on here, but that's just, it's just, I want to help and I want to teach. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to help you so much. And it's just who I am. You know, it's like that nurturing side of me. It didn't make me a lot of money that way, right? And
Yeah.
not that making money is the only way to do it and it's the only thing that matters, but also it's just a lot more fun to work with businesses that are professional and they get it and they're doing well. So keep that in mind when you are marketing and know that we've got your back in Bot Launch and we're going to show you exactly how to go after the right people and the criteria to follow to get them.
Yeah. Yeah, I always tell people like I was talking with a client the other day and I told them the same thing I said. I said money solves every problem. And they were
Mhm.
like, "No, it doesn't. What about nonprofits?" I said, "How do you I said, "How do you afford the food you want to send to that random village that can't afford it?" I said, how do you build wells? You do that with what? Hopes and dreams?
Yeah,
No,
love.
yeah, right, love. Like I wish, but no, it's you make that happen when you find really rich people who believe in the cause, give you money, and then you go do it. Like money solves every problem in business, every problem. So, and one thing I'll say, if you have high ticket is great, or high CLV. So maybe
Mhm.
accountants have a lower ticket,
Right.
but they have a really nice CLV with phenomenal margins. That
Yes.
can work as long as
Right.
you show that value. And that's why we say, ask them, what is your average ticket price or what is your average CLV? And one of my favorite things is they might tell you, we don't know. Oh, guess what? If you don't know, back end custom system, then let's convert as they're coming in. So the two play in really, really nicely together because you can look at all of your numbers, track it, and then you understand where do we plug in things that maybe AI can do. If you look at the say so process, simplify, automate. How do you automate? We start with automations, AI, then delegation, then hiring top tier workers with SOPs. But you always want to start with tech because tech is always going to be cheaper than people and it's
Yeah.
going to empower your people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Amanda, really appreciate you and the guys coming out and kind of going into everything. Um, any final questions for Amanda?
I'm going to put my email too in the chat here. So you guys are welcome to
Yeah.
reach out to me there.
I just had
Yeah,
a
and
quick one.
let's say, yeah, real quick, before you ask your question, Dante, let's say somebody is like, "Hey, Amanda, I don't want to join Close Bot or Bot Launch or anything you mentioned."
Mhm.
Some people, I think a lot of people will, but let's say someone's like, "Hey, Amanda, I don't want to touch this. I've got clients. Can you come and build these things for me?" What should they do? Because I have had a few people actually DM me and say, "Hey, what should I do if I want to actually work with Amanda?"
Yeah, for sure. And we do a lot of that. I do that. There's a few other people in the group that help each other out. And that's another thing that I think is so important in this industry is just that we complement each other's skills and complement each other's just our strengths and our weaknesses, right? So if that's something that you are looking at and you just say to yourself like I don't want to deal with it, I don't want to deal with it, reach out to me. I just put my email in the chat and just let me know that that's something that you're thinking about and that you're kind of wanting to pursue, and let's talk about it a little bit and
Yeah.
see if we can come up with a plan that makes sense for everyone. And sometimes that's just the way to do it, is just have someone else do the oh, sorry, I did the wrong
Yeah.
put it to the wrong person. That sometimes that's just the best way to do it, is not do everything and just really play into your own strengths. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I've got actually two clients who I'll probably be reaching out to you about over the next 2 weeks. And one of them, funny enough, is actually in residential cleaning in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Oh, in Canada, interesting.
Yeah, he's the one that's doing about they're on track to hit 90K this year.
That's awesome.
And so he actually reached out and was like, "Oh, we have a problem with our intake because they're trying to do some like cycling method." I'm like, "Dude, like why don't we just switch over to this and then have your setters just book the like not even book the appointment, just like qualify them."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Oh wait,
Yeah,
the AI can just do that too."
totally can do
So,
it.
yeah, reach out to Amanda if you have anything. And then Dante, I appreciate your patience. Did you have a question?
Oh yeah, I just had a quick one. How you guys doing? Um, just wanted to ask, can the course be taken, and do I have to like stick with Closebot, or can I like use my own brand, my own bots from different companies?
Are you saying, are you saying if you join bot launch, can you use different bots? Is it, or a different, like not use closed bot and build your own bots?
Correct.
Dress, okay, got it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think that there is enough value there and enough resources and enough training and enough community and support that you are going to get more than your money's worth, because you can just take everything that we're giving you in client acquisition, in sales, in resources, in the agency snapshots and agency in a box and checklists, and use all of those resources, and then you can apply them to whatever software that you want to use.
Mhm.
And like I said, we are trying to really be very conscious about bringing in other tools. We actually just brought in someone last week or the week before that talked about Messenger Facebook ads. So we're constantly bringing in new people that are knowledgeable and have some skills to offer us, and putting that into the resources and the library of trainings. And so there's going to be even more coming up there. We've got a lot of big plans to bring things in. Voice will be one of them, as I mentioned. But we just want to be the spot where, everybody comes to for AI, no matter what it is. So yes, to answer your question, I think you'll
Okay.
get a lot of value and be able to just build what you want to build.
If you learn
Okay.
how to sell it and then you're able to sell it even using a different platform, like if you're looking at, okay, how do we do outreach to quality clients? How do we do positioning and pitching, all of that? You could probably use, I mean, I would not recommend using GHLs, but you could even like, say, oh, I want to use GHLs, I want to use ZappyChat, I want to use whatever new chatbots out there. I
Mhm.
want to use Closebot on my own link, right? The What I would recommend is I would say, let's say you're like, I want to do bot launch, whoever is thinking that. I would say, okay, Amanda just told me if I come in at the fee is 1,500, right? Under 1,500.
Yep.
I would just go and say, great, I'm gonna pitch this for 3,000 and make my money back and then some, and I'm good for the year.
Mhm. Yep.
That'd be my setup fee starting out. That's
That's a good
exact. And then
strategy.
you can use the same caveman script I have, which is when you're talking to them, once you actually get in the meeting, how many leads you're getting, what's your average ticket rate? If you're telling me if we close, Adelina just did this. She said to someone, you're telling me if we just close 5 leads, that's going to be another $15,000. Like and that's just 1 month. That's not even like, the full year that you're getting. So,
And the client conversion scripts, in fact, let me put that in the chat for you guys, because I
oh yeah,
promised
yeah.
that to you. Yeah. Um, these client conversion scripts that you guys will get are, again, really complement what Alec is talking about really well. And so you could take both of those and take the best of those questions and decide what you want to ask, because that is the key. The key is figuring out what their numbers are. And for two reasons, you're going to kind of keep them in the back of your head, because you are going to pitch and be able to come up with a number that makes sense based on the numbers that they're giving you, number one. But number
Mhm.
two, what it's really for is to allow that business owner to connect the dots and make that like little connection in their mind of, oh, okay, if I do this, then I get this, right? That's
Yeah.
what needs to happen. And that's what these client conversion scripts, and also what Alec is talking about, just asking those questions of, their conversion, or their what's the word? It just
Their
escaped
ticket
me.
rate.
Yes, thank you. Their ticket rate, ticket value, so that you can then do the math in your head and make the connection for them and start building that connection for them, because they're not going to do it themselves. That's that bridge,
No.
right? That I was telling you about. You've got to make that connection for them. And then once you have that, and you're able to position AI and whatever else you're offering as the solution, then you're going to package it up really pretty, like we talked about, and you are going to use the futures. You are going to use all of the things that you know that they're going to get, like what Alec just said. Oh, if we got you 5 more leads or 1 more deal a month and it gets you this amount of money, that's what they need to hear. So.
Yeah. We actually, one thing I do with some of my agency owners is we actually just create just a literal Google sheet. You can go do this yourself. I think I've showed this a few times. Make a Google sheet, put in lead account, lead value, put in your cost of setup fee and implementation. And then you can create a chart where it's like, okay, if I close 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and I go all the way up to 50. So I'm like, oh, okay, let's go see if we close you 10 additional jobs. And then I put in their base expected revenue. So I'm like, okay, you're at $10,000. If we close 5 more jobs at this rate, minus my fee, here's how much cash flow we're going to add to you. And here's how much cash flow you're going to be making at the end of the year or end of the month. And here's what your ROI is. And so every time we do that, the ROI literally has a comma in the percent, which is crazy. It'll be like 3,000% ROI. Then it'll be like, oh, you're going to go from 10,000 to 20,000, 10,000 to 25,000. And so they can visualize, I'm going to make this much money. This is my exact ROI. These are my exact margins or returns on paying Alec or whomever that fee. And every time I show them that, I'm like, all right, cool. Let's get into numbers. Now you understand the process. They're like, yes. I'm like, cool. Now let's get into numbers. And I'll be like, based off what you told me, I call it like paint them into a corner. Based off what you told me, at your low ends, right? When I say how many leads you get in 30 to 60, let's go 30. What's your ticket rate? 3 to 20,000. Let's go 3,000. I go with the lower numbers to sell against myself. That's how confident I am. Put in their numbers and I show them, it's a done deal every time because you're just showing them the numbers. And again, you want to make sure you're obviously talking to people that you don't, you want to have your pre-qualification, but you want to just talk to people who have those kind of problems. So showing them visually, mapping out the flow, it's going to help with your conversions so much more.
Right. And then the complement to that with the AI is then being able to do that demo, just that quick demo, right? Where you're filling out the form with the demo on demand system.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the form internally. You're just filling that out really quick, asking a couple of questions. And then once that form is submitted, the demo begins. And they're just
Yeah.
going to just ask a couple of questions and they're going to have it on their phone and they're going to be like just blown away by that. And that's the same idea as seeing things visually when it's mapped out, right? On that mind board, they get the same experience with the demo, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Test drive the car.
yeah, test drive the car, get the spray of perfume, they get immersed in it so that they can actually have the experience and not just like this idea that's out there that they can't really grasp. We
Yeah.
need something like we gotta have something like meaty and juicy to give them because otherwise they don't get it.
Yeah. Patricia, what was your question? And then we'll wrap up. Oh, she said, if I have more than myself on my team, will we have to have more than one user? Like a user on the
Sorry, will we
software?
have more than one user capabilities? Like, will it only be me, or like if I hire someone on my team that's gonna do this for
Oh,
me?
that can get access to the
Yes.
back end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you talking about like on Launchbox on the like the bot system?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So she can add like more users to the team, basically.
Um,
Not the community, but the actual software.
right, yeah, or or just have them log in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, using your login. Okay, there's the client conversion scripts, you guys. Sorry, I didn't put
Awesome.
those in earlier.
No, you're good.
So
Thank you
make
so
sure you take
much.
those and use them and because there's some good resources in there.
Mhm.
And also you're not just finding out the math of like what what they're missing monetarily, but which is important too, but you're also trying to make the connection that they have holes. They have holes in their process, right? And they're missing leads. They may not know it. And I've heard Alex say this many times before. It's like, oh yeah, you're going to ask them, how many leads they get per week, and then in incoming, and then how many of them are actually like responded to the same day or instantly. And they'll say, oh yeah, all of them. And then you start digging in a little bit and you realize that that's not really true, right? So this script allows that to kind of happen and that process to happen of just them making sense of their business and being like, okay, maybe like Rosie over here at the front desk, maybe she doesn't pick up the phone every single day. Maybe she's in the bathroom a lot. Maybe she calls out sick. Maybe.
One thing I do here, because I'm pretty aggressive with this, one thing I will do is I will say, who handles your intake now? And I was say, whatever name they gave me, I don't care. I go, do they eat, use the bathroom, sleep, take
Mhm.
vacation, get sick, take PTOs, go to bed?
Yep.
Do they do any of those things? And if they tell me no, red flag client, you're just being, a child. Have a good day. If they tell me yes, but they're the best closer, they never miss a lead, and like let's say they want to die on that hill, I go, okay, I wait. I call them from a private number the next day, and I call them 3 or 4 times during the day, and I will record my call. I will watch them fumble it because they never close every call they think they do. I'll watch them fumble horrible objection handling, straight to voicemail, no call back. Oh my goodness. I remember one time my dryer broke and I called appliance guys. No calls back. No calls back.
Mhm.
Money on the table. Nobody is calling me back. I record that. I then send a video to the owner. I go, hey, remember yesterday when you told me this? Take a look at this video right here. And it's just me on Loom, and I'm just sitting there like speaker. I'm like, oh, no call back. Let's wait. And I'll fast forward it. I got the timer. And it's very painful for them to see. And what I'm doing is I'm saying, like, listen, like, you have a problem. This is either going to agitate you so much so that you cuss me out and you're going to keep on losing, or you're going to go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was that bad. I need this right now. Great. Let's set it up. And I do that all the time because here's the thing that people don't understand with the follow-ups. A lot of people are really hesitant if you don't like sales. You already lost them. So if I tick you off, you're already gone. Chances are that you're going to come back and be like, oh, I have a problem. Great. I've got you now. But if they're already leaving, they're already gone. They're already, hey, because most of you guys, let's be honest, most of you guys are doing one call follow-ups max. So why not just follow up and say, oh, look, I recorded the process. Your team is not actually doing that. We can fix this. We should fix this. If we fix this, you would make this much more money. What do you do when people call you after hours? You're losing all of them. What you're like, you can visually show them, you can record it and show their team fumbling. I'm not a big Andy Elliott fan, but he has a really good video where he's like, who do you think can handle my call? And this guy's like me, and he's like, I'm gonna call your team. And like the person fumbles it. And he's like, but you just told me your whole team was ready to go. Like, what happened? And I was like, I liked his demonstration. I'm not a big fan of him at all, but I liked his demonstration because he's like, you guys think you know what's happening and you have no idea. I don't like you're gonna fall to your systems. Don't rely on people, rely on systems that can train any moron to be a high performer. That's the whole point of the what Michael Gerber talks about in E-Myth Revisited. Have systems that you could plug an idiot into, and you're still going to outperform your competition.
Right. And something to really, and and again, one more thing, and then we'll wrap it up here. But one
Yeah.
thing to really lean into is follow-up for your clients. Your clients are not doing the follow-up. They're not doing the follow-up that they tell you that they're doing or they think that they're doing. And it is such a massive amount of money that they're leaving on the table. That is the easiest problem that you can solve with AI. So simple. Just that
Yeah.
one thing. So if all you did was just solve the follow-up problem for them, you have it in the bag. You're good to go because that will change their business right there.
Yeah.
And making it really easy and being able to then not only follow up, but then when it does follow up, it has great conversations no matter what. And Jeff and Charles actually have in their studio, I haven't seen it up in a little while, but they have a big sign that says bots don't take bathroom breaks because it's true.
Yeah.
It's really true, right?
They don't get sick. They
AI
don't sleep.
they don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't call in sick, all those things. So lean on those things. And then, but do remember, just one more point I want to make sure that you are leaning on whatever it is that, however your clients feel about AI is what you're going to push. And I mentioned that in the training, but if they love AI, then everything that you talk about is going to be AI. And every single name that you give that, of the futures that you are providing are going to be AI related, right? If they're a little hesitant right now and they're not sure about AI, like they've heard about it, but they're like, I don't know if it's, a privacy issue, et cetera, then you back off on that a little bit. And then it just becomes about systems, right? So it's the easiest way to just kind of switch a little bit and just lean into whatever is going to be best for your client. And that's going to get you where you want to go.
Yeah. And last thing I'm going to say on this, and then we'll wrap up. If you want to know if you have a good offer, think about if I gave you this and took it away, would this cripple your business? If you gave somebody a system that is following up with leads, converting the leads, pushing to appointments, and you took it away, think about how much money you would have to spend to replace that. Think about how much that would cripple their business right away. So when I come up with offers, when I do my custom backend systems, do you think they're going to say, "Oh, I don't want to manage my jobs anymore. Oh, I don't want to ask for reviews anymore. Oh, I don't want to ask for referrals anymore. Oh, I don't want my team to be super happy and have a great life. Oh, I don't want to know my numbers." When you add in AI, "Oh, I don't want to add the fuel to the fuel that's going to the fire that I've already built." Like, why would they don't want to get rid of it once you plug it in.
Yep.
So the best thing that I would say is if you're like AI is really scary, go out, sell it first,
Mhm.
sell it first, sell it first. If you're one of those people who like, I have to know how everything works,
Mm-mm.
it's not possible. That's like saying I have to prepare for everything that's going to happen tomorrow. Are you going to prepare for an alien invasion? No, just go out, live your life, deal with it as it comes. I'm telling you, it's so much easier, and that pressure will actually cause you to do better. So sell it at whatever double rate you're paying to get into it. As you go in there, create case studies, commit, make it good. That's what we talk about all the time. Get to that case study, get to that social proof, leverage that social proof, create a Google Doc case study, create a YouTube video and Google Doc, but some kind of case study that now when you're doing your cold calling, you can say, oh, if you want, like, hey, what's a great email? I get your personal information. What's a great email? I can show you how we took somebody from this to this much money, from stressful and now super happy, from spending this much on a sales team and a call center to spending zero and making this much money. Once you get that first case study, you are hooked in. Can become a big selling point. It becomes the white coat, right? Doctor's white coat, the mechanic's zip up, the, I don't know, babysitter's over the shoulder bag, right? It becomes the badge of I know what I'm doing. So you're going to pay me my setup fee and then some.
That's
But
right.
Amanda, really appreciate you coming out. Charles, I don't know if Jeff, I think it was Jeff. I think Jeff had to jump, but really appreciate you guys coming out. If you guys have any questions, please, you guys are in Say So. Amanda's in Say So. Hit her up on Facebook. If you're not in Say So, you can shoot her an email or find her on Facebook. But Amanda, thank you so much. We'll go ahead and
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
wrap
and
up.
please reach out to me with any questions. We are going to be making a big push over the next few weeks and just get as many people in here as we can so that we can help as many agency owners to make this change and just to start bringing AI in. So make sure you get in soon before this 1497 looks like 1997 or higher, 15 or 2997. So just make sure you get in soon if you're going to do that. And just know, please, again, just going to reiterate before we say goodbye. And I know we keep saying that, but this is for real this time. What Alex said, sell first, build later. That is the motto. It should be your motto. It should be everybody's motto. You're going to have everything that you need inside of Bot Launch when you join. So you don't need to worry about the tech part of it. Sell first, build later. You guys are going to do great. And I appreciate the opportunity for being here. And we hope to see you inside or on a Say So call soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Everybody have a great rest of your night, day, wherever you are in the world. And Amanda, if you're a host, you can go ahead and end the meeting from your side.
Okay, got it.